Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, having to cut off there into one video into a second one. Like I said, though, we're kind of working through this. Okay, so I'm going to go over a couple more problems from the worksheet that I gave to you the other day. Next one is number 34 on the worksheet. Again, if you know, every one of these first few, I'm taking and putting equals y either in my head or there, and then rewriting it. So this would be root 3 to the y equals 9. All right, now we have to, same way as we did number 32 there, we have to have it in such a way that they're both the same base. And so this base in this case would be 3. As you can see, 9 is, 3 squared. All right, and so this would be 3 squared. And then over here, this would be 3 to the 1/2 to the y. All right. And when you have a power to a power, they're going to be multiplied. All right. So I'm going to move something here because I'm running out of space. Let's see if I can do this. Maybe I can't move it. Won't let me. Okay. So we'll have to just work in that space. Sorry about that. All right, so that would become, I'll put it off to the side here, so this will be 3 to the y over 2 equals 3 to the second. Okay, so y over 2, because y times 1/2 would be 1/2 y, or y over 2. So then we can set the y over 2 equal to 2, so y would be 4 for that one. Okay, so there's a couple other problems very similar to 32 and 34. If you kind of got confused on those, hopefully you can use that as a guide on how to solve those. Now, 35, I wanted to do a couple ln's because, we just kind of talked about that in the last video. So ln, again, is base e. So when we have this as y, then I would rewrite it. It would be e to the y equals the square root of e. Okay, remember, square root of e would be a 1/2. So this is e to the y equals e to the 1/2. So y equals 1/2. Okay, all right. So remember that the log is a base e. All right. So let's look at some of these equation ones here. Give myself a little more space. All right, so the first one here, number 97, you want to change it to exponential. Now, later, there's going to be another way we can do this, which is that log base 3 of 243, and you could actually do this too. We could type that in a calculator, get an answer. We can also try to figure that out, like what that is. But the other way to do is change this to exponential. So 3 to the 2x plus 1 equals 243. Now, to do this, kind of along the same lines as the previous problems, they both have to have the same base. So this would be 3 to the 2x plus 1 equals 3 to the 5th. 243 is 3 to the 5th. You have to think about that. 3 squared is 9, 3 to the 3rd is 27, 3 to the 4th is 81, so 3 to the 5th is 243. Okay, so these problems have to be kind of fixed that you can kind of do that kind of process. So then what we can do is just set the exponents equal to each other and then solve that equation, and we get x is 2. I don't think I have to go through all those steps. All right. Okay. So the next one, number 99, again, this has an e, so this might have confused some people. So if we want to change this to logarithmic form, so this one's a little different. Okay, so the way you have to do this one, and let's see, I think there's a couple other ones. 100's kind of similar to this. So is 101 and 102. Okay. All right. So what would we do? Well, let's change it to logarithmic form. So I would say log base e of 10 is 3x. Well, log base e like that, we don't normally write that. So we say ln of 10 is 3x. Okay, and so that's what we have, ln of 10. Now, again, you might look at that and go, well, I don't do that, but ln of 10, we can use our calculator, and we can get a decimal. That is going to be 2.303, and that equals our 3x, and then we can solve. So we divide by 3, so x is going to be 0.768. Okay, so try that out. So change that to a logarithmic. Same thing with 101, 100, 101, and 102. All right. The last one I want to do off this worksheet is 103. Some other ones that are a little similar to this. I will be honest, 104 I gave you. It's okay if you don't do that one. You would actually, I look back over it, I see the answers I sent you. I didn't include that. I should not have included that one. You'd actually have to use the quadratic formula to finish it. To set it up, it's very similar to what we do here. So what would we do? Change this to an exponential. All right. So what would that look like? It would look like this. Well, 3 to the second is equal to x squared plus 1. All right. Well, that's 9. X squared plus 1. Subtract the 1. So we get 8. All right. So then to solve, we take the square root of 8 is x. We could do this as a decimal. Oh, and we got to remember something. Took square root. What do I need? I'm sure you all said plus or minus. We need a plus or minus. We could do that as a decimal. We could just write it as a simplified square root, which is, I think, what I gave you as an answer. But if you did it as a decimal as well, that would have been fine. What would that be? Square root of 8. Square root of 8 equals, and it would be 2.828. Okay, so either one would be acceptable for that answer for 103. Like I said, don't worry about 104. You'd actually do the same thing. You would have, 5 to the second equals x squared plus x plus 4. You get a 0 on one side and it doesn't factor, then you'd actually have to use the quadratic formula. Don't worry about that. We'll talk about that at a later time. Okay? All right. So, kind of wanted to give you that, some of that information. Look back over the worksheet and the answers. I'm going to assign you some problems out of the book. All right? So, these are the ones here, but I'm also going to write it down on the assignment here. Don't worry, I'll put it there as well, and I'll even I think I'll scan in a page for you just in case you need that page, because I know not everybody necessarily took their books home, so I'll do that for you as well, those 2 pages. So that'll be included as well. Look at the assignment. I think I would like, starting with this one, let's turn them in. I'm not so worried. We're not worried about grades right now. But let's turn it in just so we have a record of people kind of trying to complete these things, making an effort, and I can look over some stuff. Probably what I'll do is maybe, I'm not sure yet if I'll give you the answers right away or we'll wait a day or two and then I'll post the answers, that kind of thing, so you can kind of look at them. All right. I'll continue to kind of make some of these videos here. This is Thursday. I'm doing this right now. I'm going to upload it today. So hopefully it's there for you Friday. Probably Monday or Tuesday I'll do another one. I'll do a couple here a week, give you some assignments. Guys, contact me. Let me know what troubles you're having. I want to help you through this. We want to try to do some stuff. I know in terms of grades and all that kind of stuff, we're not doing anything with it right now, but we may in the future. And I want us to get in the habit of, how this works. And, the other thing is we need to not fall too far behind. I'm trying to get you ready for calculus next year for a lot of you. So we want to get you to a certain place. So that's what it's about for me. And finally, some of you did vote on the beard or no beard question. I'm looking here because I did have it up. I got to find it again. I thought I'd give you an update. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it. I just had my picture. And so this is the latest picture. All right. Not sure why that other little picture of me, that's just creepy. There we go. So that's the latest picture of the beard. Hopefully you vote. My wife is really interested in what the vote tally comes out. She hates it. So I told her it depends on if you guys like it or not, if I'm going to keep it. We'll see. She may win. But anyway, I hope everybody's safe. Take care. And let me know if you have any problems. All right.